You are a psychologist.
I'm a psychologist.
Yeah. How you discover energy psychology?
Oh, that is a very interesting stage in my life. So I was a teaching and supervising transaction analyst, so that was the highest level in that kind of training. So I was giving TA training, I was giving supervision training, and then in 1995 I discovered that was something like EFT. So that was on a trauma list, and I was a trauma specialist in an association at the time. And I noticed here's something really new. I've never seen this before, and I tried it with the help from videos I got from Gary Craig. And in '96 I started my training in New York and New Jersey. And in '98 I had this famous workshop of Gary Craig, the Steps to the Ultimate Therapist, where I met all kind of very interesting people who are still friends. And from there I started to teach energy psychology in England, because it was too challenging to teach it in Switzerland at that time. And from there I developed an EFT training program, TAT, TFT, and so that was the beginning. And I noticed I kept trying to make it more simple. And I had a kind of big crisis in 2004 when I had learned all the modalities and something was missing. So that was the moment I discovered that I can use words instead of tapping. And that was the moment I discovered that energy belongs to you or it doesn't. At the moment I started to work with energies frozen or not. So if you want to know what logosynthesis is, it starts from the principle that we are all essence. We are more than a physical body, we are more than a mind, it's kind of mental computer. We are essence, which has taken a form, and we have a mission in this life. And the two most important questions in our life are: what are you here for in this world? And if you have answered that question, the second question is: what keeps you from living that mission? So if we use logosynthesis, we have the possibility to use the power of words, which is a very old cultural principle. So God created the world and he said, let there be light. He didn't make a lot of a fuss, and there was light. We see it in the Quran, we see it in very many traditions that words have a creative power on their own, which goes much farther than processing information. We use words in therapy to interpret, to define, to summarize, but this is different. So we have a system which makes it possible to move your energy through words. And if you say, we are born as a stream of life energy, and if that stream can be interrupted, blocked, or parts of that energy can be split off and create several different energy structures. And we resolve those energy structures through using sentences.
How a practitioner can learn logosynthesis?
So we founded an association 3 years ago, and we have developed a curriculum which is 14 days at its moment. And every training starts with a 3-day basic in which you learn the basic procedure. You learn the theory, the method, and what's most important, you learn the basic attitudes. So how to create a space for clients in which they feel safe to review and resolve their traumatic memories, limiting fantasies, limiting beliefs. And so the basic procedure in the basic training already makes it possible to start working. Then we have 4 different seminars. One is called the Path of the Will, which helps you to discover your mission and the mission of your clients. One is called the path of trust, which is geared toward finding a position of trust towards other people, towards yourself. And the third one is called the path of courage, which helps you to process trauma in different forms. Combined, we have this 12-day training program, and you need another workshop which is called Logosynthèse Live, in which you do your own work. And it's extremely important that you resolve your own issues before or while you are working with clients. And of course, this never stops. People sometimes ask me, does this ever stop? No, it doesn't, and that's okay. So you're living your life and you're developing as long as you're living. And to be a good therapist or coach or counselor, you need to do your own homework, as I call it. And that's extremely important, because no client will trust you on a deeper level as where you have been yourself. So the trauma won't show up in a session if you haven't been processing your own traumatic memories and your own history and your own future fantasies, let's say, below that level. So you are the one who creates the safe space, and that space is safe only if you take care of your own history.
And how many days for each step?
We have, let's say, the practitioner curriculum has the basic training, which is 3 days. It has 2 of the 3 path seminars, which is 6 days. It has Logosynthèse Live, that's 12 days, and then you have 2 units of supervision, or you have 2 days of supervision. So as it works now, next month I'm flying to Berlin, and I will give 1 day of supervision, and I will give a 3-day training. And until now, we don't have a program in place in France or in Belgium, in the French-speaking region, and so we'll have to design a way that makes it easy to follow these steps. But usually we work in 3-day seminars combined with the supervision day. After those 12 days plus supervision, you write a paper on an application of logosynthesis, and in which you also describe how logosynthesis worked for you in your life. And that's the official certification of the Logosynthèse International Association, as we have it now. I think that logosynthesis is a very gentle way to work with clients and also with yourself. It's gentle because you are able to slice the processing of deep trauma, of phobias, and we rarely see that people are overwhelmed by this process because it's so gentle, and it goes. And also for me as a therapist, so I'm always saying I'm lazy, I'm stupid, and I'm slow. That means I don't do the work for the client because the client unfolds his own resources. I'm stupid because I don't really need to understand what the client is thinking. There are no interpretation in this work. There are no I know better than you, let's say, aspects. This is the power of the client is in the center of my work. I'm slow means I don't want to force things. I go with the speed of the client and not with what I want to happen. So I don't push the client into anything, and what I see is that miracles happen because clients reconnect to their own essence, their own source, their own higher self, and that's what the real power is.